Hey, what's up, everybody? And welcome to a new episode of Remember Me Daily Readings in Lent. And without further ado, let me do the readings today. This is for the third Sunday in Lent. The further humanity progresses, the more striking does Christ's power become. As each new horizon opens out, as each fresh need arrives, this power responds to it by a new illumination, by a remedy hitherto unguessed. How many marvels, for example, are evident to us that the earliest Christians never dreamed of, but that we are compelled to confess always existed in his intention? And what marvels are there not that we cannot divine, but of which our children's children will be constrained to say, He knew them of old, from before the ages? And whilst this power wears through time, renewed to meet the least advances of civilization, its strength is undiminished. It impresses souls at the end of the 20 centuries as in their first days. Napoleon said, "A man's heart grows at the recital of Alexander's conquest." But here is a conqueror who makes the whole human race his own, and makes it like unto himself, a miracle indeed. And then to end today's reading, do you need such great knowledge to love God and deny yourself for his love? You already know a great deal more than you practice. So, interesting reading. Before I give my thoughts, I just want to um, just hope that your guys' Lent is going okay. We're in the third Sunday of Lent, and I want to say we're almost halfway there. So if you're doing your penance and all that stuff, I just want to let you know that you're doing a good job. Keep it going, and I'm praying for you guys. Hope you guys are praying for me. Keep going, and we're almost there. But with further ado, let me give you some of my thoughts. This one was a little, I don't know, maybe a little harder for me to make thoughts for, but um, just to highlight, the further humanity progresses, the more striking does Christ's power become. That's very interesting, right? Um, yeah, the further we progress, the more striking does Christ's power become. And this one thing that I made a note of was to show you the difference in his power compared to ours. Christ made a dead man resuscitate just by the power of his word. And have you ever seen a person? You ever seen how much it takes to keep a person alive? Have you ever seen it in person, keeping somebody alive, like um, by the machine, right? Like it takes a lot. It takes a whole room of technological advances just to keep somebody alive. Keep them on life support. And that's not even to say that's just to keep somebody technically alive. You know, and how much money and effort and power uh, and the latest cutting edge technology, and we're still not even close to the power of God with one word, which is incredible. It's just the difference between um, God and us. And yeah, with these new technologies, right? Just thinking about this, it's kind of like with each advancement that we reach, instead of reaching towards God, we just get further. You know, it's kind of like the Tower of Babel. They thought it was a really good idea or anything like that. Like the cutting edge technology, right? And you know they were they thought they were close to God, you know, and they weren't. And it's like today we have all this technology. We have tablets. We have communications technology that people in the time of Christ could never dream of doing, and it just shows how far we are from God's power, right? How like it's infinite. It's kind of like we're no closer today to God than we were when we were building the Tower of Babel. It's incredible. It's incredible, and it's really amazing what Christ does. He the amount that he humbles himself, right? When he humbled himself to be enclosed in the womb of the Blessed Virgin Mary, it took a lot of um, humility, but just this goes to show the humility of God when he humbles himself to be in the Eucharist, right? That's I can't even say that's God in his most humble, but that's the humility of God. We will never reach the humility of the Eucharist. We will never reach the humility that God had to go through to be to to make himself man. What Christ did to make himself man. We will never reach that type of humility, and yeah, we will never reach his power. We will never ever reach his power, and it's so amazing, and God could be a dictator, right? Could be a dictator, but he chooses not to. He chooses to reign with love rather than to reign with force. And that's something that we don't really pay attention to, right? God, tech, right, by his power, right? God has the ability to enslave us. He just doesn't out of love, right? He doesn't make us his slaves. It's something that, like, it's funny because atheists have this question of God, about like why doesn't God stop all evil? And they don't understand that to stop all evil, God would have to take our free will, and he'll never do that because he wants a pure love. He doesn't want us to obey him by force, which even that is humility that unheard of. It's even unheard of for atheists. I'm sure if you tell any of your atheist contemporaries, right, they can't believe it. And it goes to show how bad humans are. That if humans had the power that God had, the first thing that I'm going to make everyone worship me. Like, I'm going to make everybody, my slave, right? And this is the same thing too. God could make everyone worship him, right? He has the power to make everybody worship him, but he loves us and he wants us to do it freely, right? God doesn't force anyone to go to heaven. And it's the same thing with hell, right? Because people, God forces people to go to hell. Well, God doesn't force people to go to hell, and neither does he force people to go to heaven. We go to heaven because we choose God first, and we show him that we want to be with him, right? God doesn't make you God doesn't make you go to heaven without you knowing. God doesn't force you. God doesn't take you kicking and screaming. He right, he out of love, he awaits for our love, and he wants a pure love from us. He doesn't want us to he doesn't want us to worship him and to love him out of fear. Never wants that. But continuing on, um, just the last thing that I wanted to highlight is what was said at the end. Do you need such great knowledge to love God and deny yourself for his love? You already know a great deal more than you practice. And that actually is close. That one hit home for me. Um, that one hit home for me because it is true that, I personally, and I'm not trying to show off or anything like that. It's just to really look at myself. I also know a great more than what I need to. I'm I know more than I should and what's needed, and I should do more. I know more than what I'm practicing. That makes a lot of sense. Like, I know what to do. I know personally, I know what to do. I know what my sins are. I know how to avoid them. I know everything, and I don't practice it, and I should. And these readings um, get to the heart of that. But it's a short episode today. I didn't want to make it too long. Didn't want to go too long on a diatribe and go on another subject that has nothing to do with this. So um, it's the last Sunday in Lent. I mean the third Sunday, not the last Sunday. Sorry to play a trick on you. It wasn't the last Sunday. third Sunday in Lent. Hope you guys are hanging on to your Lenten fast and your Lenten penance. And if you stop doing it, I just invite you to just start again. It's not too late. Never too late for Lent. Just keep going, and if you fall off, get back on there. And I'm here to support you. Christ is here to support you. Our Lady's here to support you. We're all here. We're all rooting for you, and we all believe in you. So if you stop doing your Lenten fast for whatever reason, just get back up there. And it's Easter's almost here. So I'll be praying for you. I hope you guys pray for me, and hope you guys take care. See you on the next episode, and God bless.